Whoops, forgot I'm supposed to do stuff. I was just sitting here, working on my own thing, at my own pace. Alright, I guess suppose I can allow myself and the VOD watchers or anybody in the future to see what I'm doing. It's kind of like the point of streaming, I think. I could just do a podcast stream and you guys could just trust that I'm doing art in the background. I would rely on a full trust between audience and viewer. And wait, audience and viewer are the same thing. Well, really, I am a viewer of my own work. Am I not? I'm making the stuff, aren't I? Aren't I? As far as you know. Yeah. This could be all a ruse. I could be the voice behind somebody else doing all the art. Which would explain all of the lapses in schedule. That could just be us not really arriving at the same place at the same time. Maybe they didn't get an Uber on time and now we just had to delay the stream. I am the ghost streamer for somebody else's art. And I've been a terrible choice so far, evidently. As we have not... As I feel like my role as a ghost streamer would be to bring in numbers to the art, so maybe like sort of a promotional type thing, an agent maybe? I would have to be like a social media manager? Evidently, not my calling. As indicated by the fact that I haven't even been on Twitter, with the exception of looking at whatever a notification art shows up. In like half a year? I don't know. A while, at least. I also didn't stream yesterday. I was sleepy. Get off my back. And get out of my room. Why don't you? Alright, so we're gonna finish up the coloring on this page and I'll start coloring another page. We've done a few line art streams in a row. We can do a few coloring streams in a row, even though I find them drastically less interesting. They need to be done. If you don't draw backgrounds, your comic is gonna suck. That's not true, but it is gonna be received worse, I believe. And it's a lot harder to sell a comic with majority minimal backgrounds. I found a comic earlier today where you could tell every background was a 3D asset that they used the line art tool. There's like an integrated tool where you can put line art around the models so that it's easier to incorporate into your art style. I think that's a cool thing that I will never use, but I think it's cool. And I think they took the time necessary to make the backgrounds, you know, work with their art style. I forget what comic this was, too. I probably should have remembered. But I forgot to remember, as it would happen. But, you know, point being that 3D backgrounds can look good if you take the time to incorporate them with your art style. Unlike stuff like the originals on Webtoon, where they usually just, as a result of deadlines, I always have to reiterate that, just kind of let it look like garbage. Did I put all of them in the background? I did put all of them in the background. I will never use any sort of 3D modeling, but the one example that I saw earlier today was actually pretty good. Boink. Some grass. This is a grass brush. I will, however, use pre-made brushes for sure. Oh, I should have... What brush did I use to sort of blend all these together? It looks vaguely textured. So it might just be the gouache brush? So you add some diversity in the coloration here. Some blending. Another layer for what goes in front of the boots here. Is this getting louder? No, it's just my headphones. Or my pen. Is this grass semi-transparent? I think it is. Alright, well now what's happening? What the hell? Ah! Welcome in, music. Thanks for stopping by abruptly and without notice. I don't mean to sound like a wuss, but I do require new pants immediately. Now, what does Ultimate Grass Brush look like? Oh, it's awful. Why did I download that? It must have looked nice in the preview. Maybe I just don't know how to use it. Now, this is Grass 2, a sequel to Grass, so let's see how this looks. Oh no. Let's try this. Ah! Ew! Oh! Ooh! Oh! No. Actually, this could allow for some interesting stuff going on here. I need a new layer, maybe here? And then let's try the soft eraser. Where the hell is this? Oh yeah, my cloud brushes. There they are. Wow, that looks bad, but don't worry. That's how every art piece starts. Literally every single one. No one has ever started off on a good note. Or on a good foot, rather. On the right foot? That's the expression I was trying to say. Apparently both of my feet are in my mouth. Not in that way, by the way. I was trying to use an expression. I do that from time to time. Not often. I'm not much of an idioms guy, because as I expressed in an earlier stream, I don't know if I ever get them right. I don't know where they came from. Hmm. Now I know that's getting loud. You can't hide that from me, Dark Souls. Sorry. It could be your full title. Chilling Souls, a relaxing mix from Souls series. Posted by Kayactus 5 years ago for 3 million views. Well, they didn't post it for 3 million views, I'm assuming. If I made a playlist like this, I would assume max like 100 views. Because the demand's already been fulfilled, and it's a good mix. I just wish they did a little bit of audio volume balancing from time to time, but you know, that's a little too much, apparently. Not too much for 3 million views. I would think, not that you think you're gonna get that, but you know, if it's, you gotta go in with the quality, and then the audience will come for the quality. You don't just anticipate that the audience will come as you improve. No. I will say the image I'm looking at for this song here, for Dark Souls 1, is a very lovely painting. For the Firelink Shrine, featured in Dark Souls 1. And Dark Souls 3, but that's a little confusing, so we won't get into that. It's like the same, but it's like a different Firelink. Listen. And then in Dark Souls 3, there's like 2 Firelink Shrines, because there's the one you start in, and then there's the one that shows up late. That's a spoiler, but now, because nobody even cares about lore in Dark Souls 3. You're not VaatiVidya, stop pretending. People keep emailing me, saying, I'm VaatiVidya. I'm like, how did you even get my email? I don't even post that anywhere. I don't have a specific email. Actually, I guess, like, people who commission me would know. Because that is where my quote-unquote business email is. The one I have for business. When it's business time. Here it's all Zotan doesn't do anything. Barely even talks these days because he's given up. That's not true. The reason I don't talk as much during these down periods is because I'm focusing now. Because I had a goal. I say had, because tentatively I don't know if it's going to actually pay out the way I wish, or play out the way I wish it to, which was to release this by the end of the year. But the scope of the chapter has grown a little bit since then. And I no longer know if I'm going to... Oh, I put this over here. That would be the problem, wouldn't it? I gotta delete this, and then we'll do the thing later. Is this gonna make a mark now? No! Interesting. Interesting, interesting. That is very interesting. It's because it's like the same color, you Egypt. Alright. Yeah, that's different. Alright, good. Now these lines look fine, which is not a speech therapy sort of little mantra you repeat to yourself. It's something I purely said because it's true. Oh god, that looks oh, ew. Where's the sketch? Nope. Yep. All right. Eyeballing perspective. You know what? Maybe I am lazy. Maybe I have lost all motivation. A real man would just get out the perspective ruler tool and then just deal with. But no, not I. No. What was I even saying? Oh yeah, the scope of the chapter has grown a little bit since I originally made that goal, so I have no idea if I'm actually going to be able to adhere to it. Probably not. There's like a whole action sequence that's in this chapter now that I did not anticipate on actually making. Like, I had one in mind, but it's a little more intense than what I had originally planned. And like I said, I've said it before, hence, like I said, the term being used there. But as long as the chapter expands as a result of growing ambition, then I'm somewhat okay with putting it off. Or not putting it off, but delaying the release of any pages. Not these ones specifically, but any in the future as well. In order to fulfill that growing ambition, because it's like one thing about this project is that I care about it, despite what it may seem like sometimes. So I'm gonna try my darndest to make it actually worth a damn. For both me and anybody else who reads it. At the end of this project, the only thing I want people to not be able to say is that I didn't try. I think I had it right actually before all these highlights and stuff. Maybe the highlights can stay, but nothing else. That's what it looks like without them, actually. Yeah, I don't know, I kind of like just, you know, it's simple, but it is better, I think. We'll just do the wood texture brush for a little bit of depth and detail, but other than that, I don't think I need much. Then we just go in tastefully, of course, with the soft eraser. Keep it classy with the eraser. Just go throwing it all over the table. For one, that's not really how an eraser is used. You probably get very poor results trying to erase anything that way. Unless you throw it so hard that it actually defies anything resembling expectation or reality. I suppose if you shoot an eraser through a piece of paper with a gun, some type of cannon-like apparatus, you would achieve a very interesting result of having erased the art in a way, so that's something. Or nothing. Could be nothing. I do like this little... I was trying to figure out... Because when characters are shaking their heads side to side, you can very easily convey that in visual format. There's a ton of ways to do it. One of the more popular ones is to take the face of the character and just draw two... Whoops, hold on, let me just make a little example thing here. And then draw two examples. They have like a face here, there's the neck. And then you draw it in the a different keyframe, maybe here. Or you could even go so far as to draw just the other end of the extreme where they're looking over there. Here's the eyes, for example, and then you just draw the line between them, a little bit of action lines, and then you can get the idea that a character is shaking their head side to side. But with nodding their head up and down, it's a bit harder, and there's a fewer resources. I guess you could try the similar keyframe approach, but it's like it's hard because the head gets obscured in the areas where it's more important to not have them obscured. So I could do something like that, but this is like a really intense movement, and generally nodding your head is a lot more subtle than shaking your head. Nodding your head, you do it like once or twice, you know, like... That was me moving in my chair up and down. I tried to convey that in an audio format. Did not work out that well. Let me know if it sounded anything like the audio version of nodding your head up and down. In the comments, or don't. If anyone ever even hears this phrase, type 1 in the comments of this VOD's video, so that I get notified randomly one day that somebody typed 1 in one of my comment sections. That'll be great. I'll have no idea why. I will forget. Just the number 1. No further context. But I came upon this little like nod thing with a line. I've seen these action lines used before. They sort of use them like an animation timing chart, but without all the extra frames and stuff, so it's just like the 1, but I think it grants an indication of the direction that the lines are moving, without being a straight-up arrow, which is important. So this is cool. And then also these little, I don't know what these lines are called. There was actually a term, I think it was when I was reading an article about Calvin and Hobbes, specifically. Or, if any case, they used Calvin and Hobbes as an example for a lot of them. Or it broke down all the little types of movement lines, and they had all these actual, these names and terms for them. I forgot all of that, but I do know that these ones, which I used to convey directional movement, like say this is an elbow, that would be, these two lines here would indicate a movement in the direction of the lines. You know, it's like a force wave here. I use them so often, and I love them. So I combine the sort of animation timing chart, which shows direction and where like it shows movement and the direction in which it's moving in a clear way, with this little line here. Like this is the start, this is the end. It's very clearly conveyed, I think. And even if it's not, when paired with these little doodads, I think it got the motion across. She nods her head, and that's what you got. I was trying so hard to not become a hypocrite, and like the first example that I would have had, because I'm all the time, I hate when people draw a comic and they're like doing a thing. Like this is just this is your character, this is your dumb little OC, it's got heterochromia and all that, and demon and angel properties, you know, we all see them. All of the OC, and it's got like eye mascara on and all that. And big lipstick. I don't know what OC this is anymore. Now it kind of looks like if Voldemort fucked up, he was like, throw me in the reincarnation pot or whatever, and then this is what happened. One of the Horcruxes got all screwy. But if they're doing this, I almost forgot what I was talking about. But they do this, and they write out a very visual thing as a word, and I hate that. It's like, it's so easy to convey somebody glaring at somebody else. You don't need, it's likely already in your panel here. So I don't understand why people feel, or they also do the thing where they'll write nod. So this was the main crux of trying to figure out how to do this without doing this. I didn't want to become a hypocrite and just immediately start falling victim to anything, just because it seemed a little bit difficult at first to convey it visually. Because I will admit, trying to figure out how to convey nodding visually was a bit more challenging than I anticipated. But I think I landed in a decent spot without writing out the word. I realize it's a more like manga concept, manga-oriented concept to write out stuff like that, because in Japan it's a more common thing that for those things to have associated sound effects or words to describe them. But I think when brought over to into a Western setting, or in my case, I am a very Western. I don't know if you guys know this. I am so white, so very Western in my sensibilities as well, having been basically in the United States literally my entire life. I just wanted to figure out more visual ways of doing it, as opposed to relying on the crutches of a medium that I'm not really even emulating that much, because does this look black and white in grayscale to you? Does this look anime to you? Maybe a little bit, but not too much, I would think. I would describe my art style as vaguely anime adjacent or inspired maybe, in the way that the Avatar guys are, or maybe like the original Teen Titans crew, those guys. Not the Teen Titans Go. I don't know what art style they're rocking. I don't even want to know. Oh yeah, I gotta reconstitute the color for this upper panel here. Man, I have got nothing done, and no one's even here to distract me. I'm just doing it myself. Oh boy. I hope that didn't cause any issues. We'll see. Multiplication. That's a very blue background. Let's not do that much blue on it. Just a little bit of English on it. Alright, let's do this. This panel, by the way, I didn't mean that to sound so motivating. I had no grander plan in mind. How do I get this to look right? What would the perspective line even be here? I think maybe like something like here. There's like maybe here. Maybe a little less. I forgot this is like a ground texture brush I used as well. Whoa! Large grass. I'm of the opinion that 3 different grass brushes is essentially a bare minimum for what you need to make your grass look good. Is that real? Is it true? I don't know. I just made it up. Thing about this is it's beautiful because I can just move it over, depending on where the composition needs it. Lovely thing about vertical lines in perspective, they can just be vertical, and it requires no brain power at all. Now I wonder if this could be a thing that I do. We do an overlay layer with some light blue, pale blue moonlight, perhaps, just over the characters here. Sometimes you gotta remember to always try for the extreme before you go for toning it down. Because if I didn't just crank up the opacity there to like 1,000,000, I wouldn't have known whether or not it looked decent, but now I'm experimenting with it. I was ready to just write it off. But now I'm more willing to see it through. Imagine some rim lighting wouldn't be too bad. It might be better than what I'm trying to do right here as well. So you know what we can just do is we can get rid of all of this. And we can just selectively place some in there. And that's already probably going to be way better than what I'm trying right now. To no avail. Oh, we can also... we can do this. Oh boy, no we can't. We need to do it the other way that I was trying to do. Overlays, select. Put that to the bang layer down here. That's better. we flipped this page at all since I started coloring it, or doing background? Looks alright. Which means I don't notice anything immediately. Would change. Let's get a sense for what these look like. I don't know, I gotta look at the old-timey wooden building. I did specifically medieval because that's what this is. Ah, they went with the cool ones. Hold on. Okay, these are all great. I love looking at these. I should have looked at this from the start. A lot of good thatch work here. Otherwise, just some interesting... the churches, of course, did not have thatched roofs. They had wooden... whatever you would... shingles? Those are those things? Not just the disease that old people get? It's unclear. No one knows for sure. The science is still out, I believe. So if anyone claims to know, just know that you might be misinformed. A lot of these old-timey medieval buildings are 3D models with bricks in them. It's like, what do you think? These peasants were rich here? No. They didn't have the time to make brick. You hooligans. Now, I was trying to see what they were doing for the corners of buildings, and it seems like they do have some vertical beams or logs, which is what I was thinking was the case, so I have to depict that. Those seem structurally important. Expert witness, medieval houses and what to look for. What? Also, my friend on Discord just put in the group chat, he just found a random pair of socks under a table in the library. That's a lot of information to process all at once, I'll be honest with him. It's such a simple statement, but so loaded with intrigue and mysteriousness. Mystique, even. Not the X-Men character. Although, she could use some socks, let's be honest. And most of the time. He's now said the M&M is new, but the socks have been there since yesterday. I don't know how he knows this. Maybe this is not his first run-in with the socks. So now I'm learning even more about the situation. So he's been to this library past couple of days and noticed socks there yesterday, and now has noticed that nobody has taken the time or the effort to clean them up. What library is he going to? And why? If this sock bandit, the reverse sock bandit, as it would seem, is still at large, just leaving their socks in random places. I gotta say, I'm loving how this lighting down this, like, dark little gap between the buildings is turning out. I'm loving that. This looks nice. I know you didn't run out of music, you're just doing this again. Yeah, that last one is, like, notoriously quiet. And by notorious, I mean I notice that it's quiet every time it comes on. And then this one sounds like a... Well, no, it's not Inception, it's the other movie. Interstellar, I almost said Interspace, which is not the right movie. That's the one where they go in a little submarine, they go in a little man's body. Well, the man is not little. In fact, it is very quite large for most of the movie. Stinky hello, Swan. Welcome in. Oh, Swan, did you know? I didn't even plan this, but... Hold on. You'll see in a moment. Did you know? Gaming. This is relevant. It's a did you know question about gaming. Here we go. Wait. Now here we go. Wait. Now here we go. Guess what launched today? This is not the version I would have you play, by the way, but I thought it was funny that I've been talking all this smack about this game, and then it's just that this happens to come out. Shut up, no. Brand new visual, Swan. This one is way scarier than the one I would want you to play. I'm talking the one with no animation. Look at all these freaking animation and lighting effects. That's too much, too high caliber for a Swan stream. You'd freaking be terrified the whole time. I don't think you would live through it. Yeah, the 10th anniversary, literally today. Mere hours ago, this announcement. I get motion sickness too. Oh yeah, that's right, you got that first person jank going on in your brain. Experience the nightmare. Little boy. I don't remember a Victorian little boy. I didn't realize they had the berries and cream kid in there. It also wasn't a kid in the berries and cream commercial. Excuse me. Was that in the bottom left? What happened to the Sunny V2 victims? I don't care. Anyway. Yeah, I thought you might like that. And by like that, I mean hate the fact that I even brought it up. Leave me alone, Slendy. Now, are you talking to Slenderman or are you talking to me? Because if you're talking to me, how dare you? But also fair. given the information that has come out about me in recent months. And by months, I mean weeks. There's the... Get this out of here. Flip. I think I should draw this part in. Give some depth to the wound. Oh. Does wooden planks have depth? I'm pretty sure. Not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they... Well, this is like medieval fantasy, so they might as well have lived in matchboxes, as far as I know. And then the crooner comes in. Yes, thank you, Dark Souls Lounge Singer, for adding the vocals to it. Oh, he's really going in. Does this show up? Barely. I mean, I kind of want it to be subtle anyway. Oh, there it goes. Why was it not showing up? You see, you don't need 3D models to have compelling backgrounds. You don't. You really do not. Also, something horrifying happened to me earlier today. I followed, for the first time ever, I have to add, just so it doesn't seem strange, at least entirely, I followed a furry artist purely for the quality of their art and not the subject matter. And this has never happened before. I'm afraid this is going to lead to some sort of gateway where I start, wait a minute, hold on. Also, I realize this background is not what I wanted to be. But also, just the way, it was kind of like the brushes they had. I don't know what they were doing, but they had their digital work look really good. I really need you to render and light that in 3D first. Oh, it's over for you. No, 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 no. You can't say that. You can't say it. You can't say that to me. You only get recommended furry artist now, but I was just the one. Surely it could be just the one. Doesn't mean I gotta like all of them, you know? I don't. I wouldn't. I shouldn't. I couldn't. Alright, I have returned. You were here? I mean, hello, you were here. Welcome back. Don't welcome back him. I'm pretty sure this is the first time he was in here today. If you were here earlier and I didn't notice you, that would be a problem. Don't gaslight me. I found the pictures I got of Jelly Roll when I was backstage. Nice. Nice. If you were here before, that would mean you're lurking. And you're allowed to do that, so I don't know why I'm sounding this sentence out in such an incendiary tone of voice. Welcome back. Your presence is appreciated or something, I guess. Now that that's out of the way... Proof, did you know it's Slender the Arrival's 10th anniversary today? I didn't either, until just now. So that was cool. I did like that. I liked knowing that. Just since last stream I was in, alright, and I didn't I didn't either. Great game. You know what? I've heard great things about it. The source material is a whole different beast. Some would say that's one of the most basic horror games ever made. Even an infant could make it through it, potentially, if they had to. I don't know who would subject an infant to playing horror games, you psycho. I would totally. What? What are you angry about? What happened? Why does this look so strange? Oh, that's the wrong one. What about this one? No, that's even worse. This, no. I guess it would be this one. Why do you look so strange? If I play, I'm going to spend the entire time reciting an isekai to you? What do you mean reciting? Are you going to get like, a script out, you mean? You're going to get an isekai, like, transcript and read it at me? Because let's be real, you can't read an isekai transcript to me. That's an impossibility. It can only be read at me. And this will be the song that's playing in my head the entire time. You really? This is the color I used for the multiply layer? Why? What happened? Device auto health check. Get away from me, Samsung. I don't need you. The power of layers, by the way. Daytime, nighttime. It's that easy, by the way. Make sure you use your layers. Or don't. I normally... The Lord knows I do, though. Some would say too much. Alright, but if you're gonna do that, you have to tell me in advance which isekai it is, so I can prepare mentally for the strain and stress and turmoil and hardship. No? Oh. It's gonna be the vending machine one, isn't it? Just the most ludicrous encapsulation of the entire genre. But the vending machine was actually pretty good. Shut entirely up. I'm scrolling through my phone. I thought you had them. I thought you said you opened the stream with, "Hi, I'm here, I have them." It's totally gonna be the vending machine one. Can't convince me otherwise. Confirm that they do indeed still exist, I just have to refine them. But this time, I have time. That is one thing you always have on your side. Oh yeah, that's a good theory. There's an update to the friends in Discord discussion and what they're talking about. My friend found a pair of socks under a table in a library the other day. Yesterday, to be specific. And today, the socks are still there, but now there's an M&M that is new. And then my other friend theorized that somebody is building a collection under the table. Some kind of library gremlin making an inhabitants under a library table. And I gotta think, a lot, like an M&M is a good find in terms of food in a library. What kind of people do you think go to libraries? You know, the thing they're only going to be dropping, probably like Wheat Thins, maybe? That's the kind of thing library people would eat. All people who read books eat Wheat Thins. We know this to be true, and only Wheat Thins as well. You know, they make Wheat Thins. Why don't they make Wheat Thicks? Or is that just bread? It could just be bread. Wheat Thicks are bread. Wheat Thicks. Oh, well, so it appears it's a good mythical more bit. They have already thought of this. Interesting. Wheat Thins, call me when they're Wheat Thicks. 3,000 reposts, not upposts. What the heck is an uppost? Nothing. People have made this joke before, is what I'm saying. Oh no. This is a tweet from 2011 and the top reply is, "Miss you, Harris." What happened to Harris? Oh god. Oh, they tweeted in May. They're fine. No, wait, this is Harris's sister, not Ghost Harris? What is happening? I feel like I've stumbled upon a nightmare scenario. This is so weird. Harris's sister is managing that account so as to remove it from inactivity. And I can only glean that Harris has passed, which I don't mean to laugh, but it's like, what an uncomfortable scenario to find myself in. Over just looking for a Twitter joke. Alright, this page I think is going to be good for now. We only did it. It only took me an hour to do 2 panels, but I did it, everybody. Now, I'm just going to look at this for me, with my own eyes, with my special bloodshot eyes. See how this looks with some words on it, because I actually have the words all done for this page. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. And eyeballs. What's another page we got? This one, I was working on this one. We can do this one. Look at how cool it looks. Which I only say because I've never said that about any other page I've made before. Simply because it never looks cool. But this time, it looks pretty neat, I think. I found why I couldn't find them. Oh, were you in a different album? Were you in the homework album? You can be honest. You don't have to, but you can be. That only works so far out of school. At some point, you will have to change the name of that folder. No, right album, but it wouldn't show the images for some reason. Interesting. If I had a homework album, it would be full of purely Bible verses. It would be a legitimate homework as a reminder to read them someday. And keep myself honest. When I go to the gallery, it shows them, so now I have them in Discord to where I can get them nice. Oh, jeez. Discord link. Let's go. Alright. Oh, yeah, that's him from the back. I wish I phrased that better. That's pretty dope, though. And this is proof that you did exist in the same place that he did. Sort of, he is you're a regular proof bot over there. Look at him. Hello, oh, you didn't even say hello. This is proof. Green False Monster Hunter Prophet, how are ye? Well, you didn't even spell it right, so I'm not even too insulted. I'm not even gonna take offense to it. Also, hello, Mask. This is also proof I was backstage. You viewed him from a reverse angle on the stage, which could only mean you were taking the picture from one location. Which means we got him. Detective, cuff him. Can detectives cuff people? Are they, like, not allowed to? Is that, like, purely a police thing? Prophet, thank you for insulting me. In the words of Mike Wazowski, if you're going to threaten me, do it properly. Now it'll be harder to track down because, I have more proof that involves a video of us interrupting a fight that broke out before the show even started. That'll be harder to track down because I was in fact not recording while breaking up a fight. Why not? That's like half the appeal of people fighting for no reason. It's recording it. Where would we be without those videos of two women beating each other up and then one gets a shovel and it gets a little too real, even for World Star standards? Like the hair pulling and the sandals hitting each other, that's one thing, but then the shovel comes down, it's like, oh boy. I don't know whether this is gonna be okay for anyone to watch after this. You'll be happy to know, Mask, that I have it on good authority that Monster Hunter World 2 is coming out. I have to be so careful. Within the next fiscal year from today. An announcement for it. Let me be clear. Oh, really? Don't believe anything that I'm saying. Stop. Don't react as if it's a genuine thing I said. Quit lying. You react with such genuine, oh, really? And I can't have you thinking that. Ever. Don't ever do that. You'll start a riot. And the weirdest dream? Was it Monster Hunter releasing tomorrow? Because that's no dream, my friend. You'll... It's a dream come true. You'll see. Lying Zot sounds like an insult. Yeah, don't call me the Zot, dude. My ancestors were called that kind of thing. How dare you? You lying Zot, stop it. Stop doing this. For some reason I went AFK in a very competitive MMORPG, but I'm super strong, so I can back into the enemy playing, trying to gank me, and I'm just standing there like a schmuck. Yeah, I've seen people do that in like World of Warcraft or something. My friend specifically, who has tried and so far failed to get us to play that game. So of course I returned to the keyboard to fight off my foes, the weaklings as they were, the riffraff even, and talk shit in the global chat is very weird nonetheless. I haven't done that in like years. Just absolutely style on people by doing nothing. Luigi wins by doing absolutely nothing most of the time. Twitch on mobile is for some reason very unstable. Welcome to the Twitch experience. For basically ever. I don't think they're ever going to fix that. But I am sorry to hear that. Absolutely unwatchable. I'm sorry to hear it. Sometimes it has worse days. This could just be one of their worst days. Is there like an event happening today that I don't know about? I know if you know, maybe it's the arrival of the Slender 10th anniversary. Maybe everybody's playing that today, right now. The announcement came out a few hours ago. The update could already be in effect. Maybe that's maybe everybody in the world is streaming that right now. It was definitely Black Desert related for sure, because ain't no way. Wait, ain't no way playing WoW. My Twitch on mobile is actually quite good. Yeah, sometimes it's weird. Sometimes it's not. Hope they like his game. I really hope they like his game, dude. He seems so nervous. He seems so sensitive. What is this line art? Excuse me. There we go. Remember when I was on anti-cannon team defending a Calpheon cast? Can't hit me with actual lore terminology. Me and my small squad of 5 people ran into an entire enemy guild. In about 10 minutes, we removed that entire enemy guild from the census. Oh my god, removed from the census. It's a pretty hard way of describing it. And within about 10 minutes, the Undertaker of the town was smiling down upon us. Very hated on that game for a while. You were going on a rogue squadron. Just beating people up. Yeah, multiple coalitions after us. Oh my god. A Black Desert Online menace. Nine guilds at one point. You're getting cut by bird people. So many bird people. And the blood that they get from him will be used in ritual sacrifice. Make no mistake about it. Getting jumped by little kids just minding my own business once? Did you show them the real world? Did you tell them they were going to learn today? Got kicked in the nuts so hard by my my AVI, I don't even did a backflip. Like the bongos on my head until I died. There are so many Black Desert Online terms, I can't keep my head around. Only option was running, I see. Find a clip of me minding my business, having to delete someone for not minding theirs, for step into the king and deciding to miss. It's the Plin Plong song. Everybody raise your lighters. And put them away. God, this isn't a concert hall, this is my house. You're in my house today. When I'm streaming, you're in my home. I let you in through my webcam that I don't actually have. But if I did, I probably wouldn't look too far off from this goblin on some days. Particularly in the eye department. His teeth are straighter than mine, which says a lot. I need cosmetic dentistry ASAP. Because for some reason, the United States doesn't view, you know, cosmetic dentistry as like life-threatening, or of that level of import, you know. So many Phantasy Star clips. I wish I got into Phantasy Star. Seems like a proto Monster Hunter, like RP or MMO kind of thing. Got big monsters. You and a group go in, you fight them with your weapons. A lot of classes to choose from. Seems like it would have been fun. I know there's a new one. Phantasy Star Online 2? Whatever they called it. Did they just call it 2? Physics is beating my... Now, do you mean that literally in the Isaac Newton sense of an apple falling on you? Or is this like just the class? Or both? Is that how they demonstrate physics to you? In your class? That'd be abusive. Could you imagine corporal punishment? We're gonna demonstrate gravity to you. And they just huck apples. Immediately. New Genesis, PSO2. Okay, so there is a 2 in there. What happened to the old Genesis? I'll tell you what happened. They ran out of Sonic games to put on there. Multiple videos of me summoning gods, as you do, as people are wont to do. Oh man, I gotta turn all these back on. Because I'm gonna have to go to this panel now. Hide all this. And then steal this. And then go here. And wait, by that I mean here. Internet is catching up to me, a lot of lag, have politics, have a good time. Alright, man. Have a good one, if you can hear this. Bavayuza, I can't believe this is happening to me. What have I ever done to anyone? You're lucky your name is so short, I can't abbreviate it. What am I gonna do? M. That's nothing. That's 2 letters. At most. Luckily, he did himself the job of making his avatar a clown for me, so I didn't have to. Made it to my Monster Hunter World clip, so you got some good ones there? I didn't even know you played Monster Hunter World. Can't believe we've gone this long without discussing this. Would you care to discuss this at length for about 30 to 40 hours continuously? I have a lot to say. Such as when Monster Hunter World 2 is coming out, which is tomorrow. until it isn't. It's gonna always be tomorrow until it's not. Oh, stop reacting. So genuine. My uncle works at Nintendo. He doesn't. And if he did, I wouldn't ask about it. I feel like if you have a family member that works at Nintendo, you kind of have to treat the situation like one of those CIA operatives that can't disclose any of their tasks to their relatives. Like if they're just getting up in the middle of the night and leaving. Like, it's like, I can't even tell you what I'm doing because then I'd have to kill you. I feel like if you have an employee relative who works at Nintendo and they knew about a game, they would be under such a strict NDA. And one of the consequences of breaching it may be death. I'm not entirely sure. But that seems like something they would do. They got the Nintendo Ninjas on their legal team, ready to kill anybody in any fan game that exists within their field of vision. It would not surprise me that they would have the same kind of strict policy for their employees. So my nephew made me buy, and by made me I mean he suggested it and then I did it immediately, so it wasn't really much of an argument or an act of persuasion. He wanted me to buy JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle, the fighting game. It got a PS5 and just like I guess a re-release recently, an HD version. And prior to that, it was trapped on the PS3, so you know I was definitely not playing it beforehand. But now I have started playing it, and I gotta say it's pretty good. And I did rinse him and his dumb Kira. No, we went back and forth because it was a fighting game that I have never played before. But a JoJo fighting game is basically my perfect video game, so I'm pretty much astonished that I had not even picked it up until now. Because now, having played it, it's great in like every way. It's exactly what I wanted out of the game. I will say stand users seem exceptionally broken because it's basically two characters in one. And they just kind of sit in front of you. So if you play a character like me, I play Jonathan, so he's just like a guy from JoJo Part 1. If you play a character like that against a character who has a stand, you have like no range compared to them. And then not to mention all the zany powers the stand users have, like one of them having a teleport counter because he can freeze time in the show, and that's how they adapted that into the game. That's annoying, and I hate it. Very annoying when the computer does it too, because they can read your inputs like every fighting game computer can. I wish I actually had the ability to save clips of my Monster Hunter World gameplay, because I'm sure there's been at least one or two. I know Steam has a hotkey command for screenshots and whatever. I don't know if they have one for clips. I would have had to have been actively recording my gameplay. I do have the PlayStation version of Monster Hunter World, but I don't think I ever took the time to clip farm for myself to get those MLG moments. Is MLG even a thing that people recognize as anything these days? Or do I just sound insane and old when I say that? Major League Gaming hasn't been a thing forever. Which is weird because it was such like a cultural staple. I would dare say, I would go as far to say I call that cultural superglue. It brought people together. What, with all the air horn memes and such? Oops. Let me fix it. Oh, that's even worse. No World of Tanks clips? Now that is a game I haven't heard about in a while. A ton for sure. I did have a friend that was very competitive at World of Tanks. I think they were actually, like, at the peak of their playing, which I think was early high school. I'm pretty sure they were going, like, top of the ladder in ranked pretty consistently. And I wish I knew more about that game to retroactively tell them good job, because that game, from what I understand, the competitive scene gets nuts. It's like that one friend that you know that, like, actually went to a COD tournament or something, and you're like, what, you did that? You what? You did, like, a real thing with a video game? In real life? It's, like, just an impressive thing that you don't really expect people that you know to have that under their belt. Like, yeah, I was pretty competitive at World of Tanks. I was, like, top ladder most of the time. It's like, really? What did you... You, a person I know in real life. Yeah, I love watching competitive World of Tanks. I don't even know where to begin with it. I think I tried playing it literally once, and then never again. Because if I was bad at first-person shooters, Lord knows I was bad at a shooter where my character was a tank. Literal tank controls. I like the cinematics they make for it. It's pretty cool because they do their cinematics off of moments in the actual game. Ooh, interesting. I gotta turn my phone off of vibrate because I feel like that's picking up on my... I haven't checked, but maybe it is. Let me put my phone on silent right now. There we go. Oh, this is in front, isn't it? Oh, no. It's not, I'm just bad at layers.
Now, if you've played World of Tanks, have you played any of the other ones? What is the other one? World of Battleship? I don't even know. I know World of Planes is another one. Have you played these? Have you experienced these alternatives? Because I would think World of Planes would be interesting because of the added depth. You can fly around 360 degrees. Well, not 360, whatever the equivalent of a sphere is for 360 degrees. Person to post the link of the cinematic personal fave. You can always post links here because nobody has ruined it yet by posting something profane. So just remember that. You got free reign in this chat until somebody comes along and makes it a horrendous thing that I cannot abide by. Warships actually has a cult following. I thought it was just like a popular game. I didn't realize it was a cult. YouTube. Here we go. Oh, I just ran out of music. I was literally going to pause it. Never mind, I don't even need to. That's just serendipity. We have to watch it now. Peggy 7. The game meant for the most hardcore of 7-year-olds. Oh yeah, I remember how they do. Yeah, you're right. They do incorporate the in-game moments like that. I feel like I remember seeing something like this. War of the Warplanes is alright, but might as well play War Thunder. So many games around war combat. Did battles like this ever actually happen? Just like tank-on-tank cavalry in the ruins of a city? They must have, right? That's like the whole impetus for this whole game. These men have not been playing in a tournament all day. They're too manicured. You got gussied up for the commercial. Don't even get me started right now. Grit violence. I don't know what those are. Those words are meaningless. Actually, yes, that's pretty dope. Also terrifying if you were that one that was getting chased down the street by another tank. I don't think I could handle that. That's why I'm not built for war. If I was ever drafted, I would break my leg. I would do it. Or at least fracture it, you know? I would go skateboarding in a reckless fashion. Calmvania, the relaxing side of Castlevania music? Let's go. I didn't realize this is something I needed until just now. Most of the locations are based off of actual areas where known tank battles have happened. Like Prokhorovka, or however it's spelled, or however it's pronounced. I love Castlevania music. I can't believe I never did this until literally right now. That's pretty much how it's pronounced. I don't know if you give me that much credit. So I must have spelled it right. Yeah, you know, if it's spelled like how I pronounced it, then you did it perfect. And good job. You can have whatever the Russian equivalent of a cookie is, which I'm assuming is just like a biscuit with no salt on it. You want to talk about tank battles? You gotta get a load of one of those clips of a Russian... There's this clip of a Russian man that I saw once. And he was essentially on a bike using a trash cannon, like a cannon made out of a trash can, to shoot fireworks off in the road. At least that's what I remember it being. And I don't think I'm wrong, so... That was a crazy video. I don't know if I want to find it, though. My Warframe screenshot's gonna make me act up. Don't say that about Warframe. I know there's a whole subsection of the population that feels some type of way about the Warframe. Are they just called Warframes? The people? You better not be talking about acting up in that kind of way, because I've already dealt with that angle of the Warframe community. That subsection of them. For too long. I have friends that played Warframe. No longer. They got out. They got better. Well, you have your Tenno, then the Warframes. Oh my god, there's more lore. There's too much lore for Can't everything just use acceptable terminology? Like, generally acceptable. Like, this is not a Warframe, this is a cyborg or a robot. How to Tenno waifu? How to customize your female Tenno? Now you guys are all perverts. No, I'm just... Your whole community, all of you. Not a single good egg in the batch. Look at my UFC 3 clips for a dopamine push. I'm like interested in more that you keep clips for all of these games. I'm pretty sure the only game I've kept clips for is Monster Hunter, and that's because on the Switch version, all you have to do is hold a button, and then it's clipped. Whatever the past 30 seconds to a minute are, I believe, they're just clipped, and it's easy. So I don't really clip games that often. But it does make me feel good when I go back and look at those. Alright, I gotta steal his orange. And this. I clip all odd moments? Yeah, that's it. Re-downloading UFC. Gotta beat the pixels out of someone. Does that game still have online? Did it ever have online? I don't really know. Is online still? I feel, aren't they on like UFC 5 by now? Maybe I'm just used to video game companies shutting down their servers the first chance they get. As with Nintendo. Oh, God. They got so loud. In my ears, anyway. The era of my Battlefield clips. I probably should have been clipping games this whole time because my goldfish memory definitely does not do me the justice of having these moments to look back upon fondly. I guess 7-year-old me was a little more optimistic about his future. In terms of retention and all that. Surely I won't go completely brain dead by the age of 20. Oh. You were mistaken, my friend. Me and my French friends tore up the battlefield. There was a big language barrier, but after a while I kind of got the gist of what they were saying using context clues. I mean, that's apparently the best way to do it. More so than any classes can teach you, it's just getting in there and learning the dang thing. And applying it. So you were doing it the way God intended. No Rosetta Stone needed. Just vague confusion until you can understand it. Pretty much, yeah, I mean, just like, I wish I had, like, the capacity, because I know stuff like Duolingo and Rosetta Stone and all that stuff can help. But I wish I had the opportunity to apply more of my French before I completely forgot 90% of it. Basically deleted everything in Path to whatever the squad leader pointed at, yeah. Callouts are very useful in any shooter. That's why I don't use them, because I would be too good with them. And it's not because I just forget every time in any game that I'm playing that I should be using them. Hello, Gero! Welcome in. I saw you, Gero. Don't think I didn't notice. You thought you could step to me? In my dojo? Not talking while doing art is my business. Don't you understand? Anyway, welcome in. How's it going? I saw your stream. I was in there a little bit before I had to go live. I was checking it out. How goes the art? It's going alright so far, I would say. Oh, I need to, what color should I... Oh, yeah, I know what I should do. Couldn't talk today because of some TMJ. Ah, I see. I gotta bring up this other page. Where... Oh, I might have to hide your eyeballs because these got words on them. Yo. What fool should I bring up? I needs to be one where his sword is visible. Where are you? There you are. Alright. Alright, let's take this. And then we'll hide all of the multiplication layers. And we'll steal this color. And then you can have your eyes back. What did I just steal? Oh yeah, this color. Eyeballs, you can have them for now, but I will be removing them in the future. In like a second, so don't get too comfortable with those things. Oh, this is a good Castlevania song. I'm glad it's on this mix here. Oh, heck yeah, dude. Symphony of the Night has such a great music anyway. I'm surprised I haven't found this list before. I love this one. Why no can has permanent eyeballs? Because you can't be spoiled to my machinations and my grandmaster storytelling plans. If you were, then you wouldn't read it. You'd be reading it on stream. Trying to find a good PSO2 clip to confuse you with. Anything with more than 3 numbers on screen is a good candidate. I will read it. Yeah, but not if I show it to you beforehand. I know you'll definitely read it if I put it on screen for more than half a second, because you have before. Trying to clip my words? No. I will hide them like Fort Knox hides away its golden ingots. I will still read it. I'm not going to give you the chance to find out whether or not that... myself the chance. Figuring out whether or not that's truthful. No opportunities for spoilers here. Now this song is decidedly less cool than the one we were just listening to, in my opinion. Hides golden idiots. Idiots? That's what I call myself. There you go. Just for that, I'm removing your eyes. Just kidding, I just need to steal another color. And you can have them back immediately. What time is it, by the way? No, they're already back. In the time it took you to react, I have returned your vision. You cannot complain when I have already returned your sight to you. Last one, then I gotta go and be productive, as requested. Lots of numbers. Oh, why would you do that to me? Why would you have done this? Game DVR? What the hell? Am I getting hacked right now? Alright, here we go. A second. It's almost 2 p.m. It's almost 3 over here. Definitely will need to adjust the volume. Let's run it. Oh, Jesus. Okay. I should have trusted you. I should have listened. Oh, it's so... wow. Yeah, I literally don't know what's happening right now. Look at these little, like, 52s going on, 400s, and then there's just 55,000 going on. This is on, like, 1% audio here. You know, I couldn't parse any bit of that. Have a good one, Prue, if you're heading out. I definitely am confused. Mission accomplished. I have no idea what that was. This guy looks cool, though. I was proving to my guildmates I am, in fact, doing damage. Numbers make my brain go burr. Then you would probably like Phantasy Star Online. That is a big numbers on the screen game. That much I did know. Oh, this is Ghibli Jazz. No, I don't want to listen to Ghibli Jazz right now. Meow. Meow. Alright, back to my lotions. Is that the line? I don't remember. Not even sure what I'm quoting there when I say that. Leave me to my lotions. Oh, it's that guy. Felt so bad for whoever was doing those 50s while I'm blasting 50k. Yeah, I did see the 50s in there. I had to call them out. I did notice that. Back to your lotions. No, I can prove I'm not crazy. Hold on. It's a real thing.
Not that it's any of your business, but fuck you and fuck off. And leave me to my lotions. Up, the floor just cracked. I believe I might fall.
And he does fall through his floor. Immediately after that happens. Now leave me to my lotions. Oh, the floor just cracked. It's perfect. It's a great clip. The heck is that from? I think it's just a Vine that some dude made. I can link it in chat.
Not that it's any of your business.
Not that it's any of your business. This is the only clip that I know it from. I don't know what it's... If there's a bigger video... It sounded like Markiplier for a second, but I feel like I know. I don't know if it's from anything specific. The floor just cracked. I believe I might fall. And he does. That's classic comedy. Yeah, he actually falls. I do like how he's committed to the character right up until the very last moment. You gotta respect it. He does tons of the drunken videos, does he? I didn't know. I've only seen the one. And I quote it daily. Not really, but I could. And I should. Leave me to my lotions. Oh god, I love when I just try to zoom out and the dial has no idea how to interpret the input. And so it just decides to do both. And I have this sort of jitter effect. It's very fun, very cool. Not at all epilepsy-inducing, I would imagine. As per your recommendation, Geralt, I have been working my way through the Sawbones catalog, and I gotta say, it's been a fun time so far. Whoops, gotta hide your eyeballs for like literally one more time. I've been learning a lot. And by learning, I mean just learning hearing about a ton of fun facts that I can just regurgitate at people, even when I shouldn't. I enjoy them, they're very good. I learned about one of the men who was one of the innovators for the treatment of cholera, or at least the diagnosis of how it is, you know, the assertion of how it is contracted. And what he did was wait until somebody died from cholera and took the one of their last diarrheas that they ever produced, because at that point it's just basically water with little flecks of intestine in it. Barely even diarrhea, you know? And then he decided to drink that to see if he would contract cholera, and he did. Because he drank cholera dookie water from the person. Straight from the tap. So no mystery there as to how that happened. Mission accomplished in the name of science. I listened to them while baking bread and sweets. At least you're not doing it while eating them. Because that series gets... They say there's no swearing and no profanity. There is so much profanity on that show, even if they're not cursing. There is some mental imagery that I have obtained while listening to that show that I wish I didn't. That I did not have to think about. Like the man who contracted gonorrhea by taking the pus of somebody who had already had gonorrhea and cutting into his own phallus and placing the pus upon those wounds. That was great. That was great to hear and listen to. As a guy with one of those, I loved hearing about that and didn't want to claw my ears off. I was in the middle of working, by the way, too, so I had to, like, do stuff. I had to function while listening to that horrendous story. Fresh poop water, yeah, the freshest you could get. The freshest, most rancid water. That's probably the freshest rotten water you could get. I know there was a man now who prided himself so much on the speed at which he could amputate certain limbs and stuff. They called him one of the fastest scalpels or something, the fastest something in the West or something like that. He had a title for it. And he prioritized speed so much that in the operating rooms, he had a tendency to actually injure his associates and accidentally amputate more than he bargained for, like accidentally amputating a man's testicles along with part of his leg that he was supposed to amputate. Have you got to the one where they give themselves tunnels to their butthole? No, I have not gotten there. I can actually check what episode I'm on. And it's still very early on. I am on the one where they're talking about warts. It's their first live show. That's where I left off. Back in 2014. And then immediately that one came right after the cholera episode, so that explains why it's top of mind for me. Top of morning to you, laddies. Dude that has a 3 fatality record for surgery. Yeah, in one operating room. 3 people, like a 300% mortality rate. Crazy. Four people enter. 1 people leaves. 1 people? Oh no. A whole group of them. 1 person, Zotan. That's the singular. Good job. Try again next time. 1 people. 1 people. I guess there could be a people. That would imply that people went in there and then started a whole society, though, which is not my intention for this statement. Oh yeah, we got a color in the sleeve. I almost forgot. Okay, good. And then we're done with the flats for this page, which is nice. I didn't listen in order. I chose a random one. I kind of have to. I'm forced to listen in order, simply by way of I can't just keep stopping the episodes while I'm working. Or stopping the flow of them. They're pretty short episodes by podcast standards. Like a half an hour to an hour. So I just kind of been going along with it. It's been a fun journey so far, though. Also, you get to hear the development of all their bits over time, like Pliny the Elder, who they have referred to as Pliny the Elder this whole time, and he's a fun guy to learn about. He shows up very frequently. It's like a recurring character. So this is page 4, this is page 2. Okay, I gotta bring up page 3 then. I'll just start at the beginning and listen to. It's really good. It's a good way to do it, I think. You also get to hear the progression of Sydney having a child and how they base the episodes around that. For example, the next episode is about teething, which I can only imagine is occurring because she is pregnant. Pregnant. Been a while since I was able to bake, though, so I might have to multitask. Yeah, I haven't baked in a while either. In terms of the literal baking. In terms of the drug baking, I have never baked whatsoever in my life. That you know about, and that you're gonna know about. No, I've never used a drug in my life. Never touched a weed. How did that look flipped again? Hold on, there's like a little thing. Alright, no, that looks fine. Which is okay, which was legal in my state. Said I have to deal with the legal THC. Yeah, the boring stuff. You want that real grass, that devil's lettuce, if you would. I don't blame you. I think it was decriminalized here in New York State. I don't know if it's fully legal, though. It is now legal for adults 21 and older to possess up to 3 ounces of cannabis and up to 24 grams of concentrated cannabis. Alright, good. The long leaf, if you will. Hello, Proof. I thought you left. They are Delta products that are super close to quit, but they are not quit. Me leave never. Immediately allow my code to go into rest mode. Well, that's fine. I guess that would make sense if you had a very small window of productivity, because you would just get all the work done instantaneously. Knowing that you are indeed a robot now. Having it confirmed. Every state around us is legal, and WI is like, no, too dangerous. We'll be a drunk state instead. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just allow it. When the alternative is just doing way worse drugs. Like, of all the ones to ban, you're gonna ban that one? It's like the least anything for any drug. Trying to parse what I want to do here. I think I will just do the blue for this background panel here. Or the background of this panel. It's not a background panel, that's kind of an oxymoron there. Huge coke problem here, and that and the Breaking Bad stuff too. Yeah, whatever that wacky stuff is called. It eludes the mind. Trying to be not give you not give you problems with your YouTube uploads. I know what it's called. Yeah, I figured you knew what it's called. I just think it's funny to try and skirt around it because I personally would not skirt around the term crystal methamphetamines. I don't really care about my YouTube uploads at this point. You know, it's fine. Oh, how did this happen? You can say the thing. Okay, yeah, you could say it's fine. I don't even care a little bit. I won't be kind. I didn't say you don't gotta do that. You could just be as lax with your drug terminology as you wish. My husband does legal meth, I see. It's a good distinction you made. I can't reach this thing here. I hate when this happens. It's like that cat meme said, be rootin', be tootin', and gosh darn be shootin', but also, most importantly, be kind. And I think about that clip every now and then. No more car. Fine, you can live your life in the way that you wish. Only evil. Yeah, whatever. Fine, do it. I don't care. Fine, whatever. Be evil. And whatever it stood for on SpongeBob that I forget. Every villain is lemons? I don't remember. That's definitely not what it was, but I can't be bothered to remember SpongeBob quotes. Evil. Love that character. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy were so underrated. Every villain is lemons was correct? See, I'm actually mad that I was right, because that doesn't mean anything. I get that that's probably the joke, but I don't get it. I don't understand. Sometimes you just gotta accept that SpongeBob isn't gonna make sense. Like in the movie, when they ride David Hasselhoff across the ocean, that doesn't make any sense. Do I enjoy it immensely? Absolutely. That's one of my favorite scenes in media. But it makes no goddamn sense how they would know who he is or what he like that they could talk to him or that he can do anything and that he does in that movie. At one point in the SpongeBob movie, David Hasselhoff diverts his pecs away from each other as if they had some kind of robotic machinery underneath them. That I do remember. And I will never forget it. That's ingrained in my head forever. That's right, yeah, I know. You don't gotta tell me twice. Because he is the Hasselhoff, yeah, I know. You guys... both at the same time exclaimed his Hasselhoffness. He needed to launch SpongeBob. He did, and he did. Make no mistake, I know he needed to do this for the story to progress in the way that it did, but I just don't understand. The Hasselhoff launcher, yeah. I honestly think, here's the thing about my sense of humor. The SpongeBob movie is like a 10 out of 10 comedy. And I mean that wholeheartedly. Like, every joke hits in that movie. I rewatched it not too recently, but like a few years back, and it still held up. Most of the jokes. There's that bit where Patrick is running around with his pants around his ankles, and he trips over, hits the pavement, and then Mindy shows up, the hot mermaid lady. And then he pulls his pants up, and he's like, "Did you see my underwear?" And then she's like, "No, Patrick." And he's like, "Did you want to?" And that still gets me every time. The movie is just great. Gotta shoot your shot when possible. He almost, you know what, I think if he just gave him, if she gave him a chance, they would have more in common than she realized. Just give Patrick a chance. Is it Keanu in the new SpongeBob movie? I don't know. That sounds like a likely cameo, though. If that did happen, I'm not surprised. I can check. I can literally look up Keanu SpongeBob. However you spell that amazing man's name, it was close. Not really. Keanu. I just looked up Keanu. I just looked up his first name, and then I didn't put SpongeBob after it. I just got so caught up in looking at his face, I suppose. He was, apparently. Oh, that's right. I remember seeing this in trailers. He's like in a tumbleweed. As Sage. Yeah, no, you're totally right. Time for me to do some wayfinding. Alright, I don't know if you're actually gonna leave this time, but I'll take your word for it. Let's never forget Keanu Reeves has rejected 6 millionaire contracts with Marvel, but didn't turn down 2 requests to participate in the SpongeBob movie. Shoutouts to Keanu, he's got his priorities straight. Marvel movie? No. SpongeBob movie? Real shit? Snoop was in it too? What is Snoop even doing anymore? People have said he's on side quest mode for the past like few years or so, and I'm inclined to agree. I don't know what Snoop Dogg is doing at any given moment. He's hanging out with, I think, Martha Stewart or something at some point. He's in the SpongeBob movie. I don't know what he's doing. He was streaming football games like Madden at some point, badly, but he was doing it. Accessing my other screen, I worked a Snoop Dogg concert recently. Really? That's pretty dope. Did he still seem like he was on side quest mode? Danny Trejo, him too, yeah. He's in a Yakuza game, Danny Trejo. So if that doesn't further, you know, demonstrate what his side quests have been recently, I don't know what would. Oh, for sure. He just never leaves it anymore, does he? He's just a side quest man now. Just won at life so he can do whatever he really can. He's been solidified. Not only has he done his career, like his dream job, he's just like, he's not really retired, but he's just at the point where he might as well be able to. And nobody would even bat an eye. It's like, yeah, you've already done so much cool stuff, you don't need to justify anything. Danny does all sorts of things. He loves being in kids' movies. That I do know. Mainly as a result of Spy Kids, but I'm sure he's been in other ones. As voice roles. I don't recall seeing him too much in a live-action setting these days, but I don't know. Maybe he did. Hearing a variety of commercials I never expected him to be in. That's like what Shaq's doing. Of course, with Shaq, it's more like, it's kind of like a physical thing. Like, he said he can't even play basketball that much anymore. Even if he wanted to, which is a little sad. But for Snoop Dogg, it's like, yeah, he could just do whatever because he's already solidified himself. Danny is in the Yakuza game now. Legend, yeah, I know. I brought it up. Machete in a Yakuza game. Also, hello, Swan. Welcome back. I don't know where you went. Or if you even went anywhere. Hello or welcome back. Wayfinder is quite an interesting game. It needs a lot of work. Wayfinder. I was sleepy again, but couldn't fall back asleep, so I've given up. Okay. Ice. Welcome to the land of the waking, then. By force. Shaq is racist? What? Why is Shaq racist? I mean, the more important question is how, but like, why? I didn't know this. He was just on a podcast. You think people would have known about this by now? Have you not seen his Hot Ones video? I was about to bring up the Hot Ones video, actually, as like he did the funny face on the Hot Ones video. No, I have only seen clips from the Hot Ones video. I did not know Shaq has some racism in there. Racist towards who? I love Hot Ones. I love Hot Ones as well. Sean Evans is a great interviewer. It's been said many a time before, but I'll throw my hat in the ring as well. And just say, the questions that man asks, very inspired. Very cool interviews every time. Hold on, I'm gonna look up Shaq. Hot Ones. Racist. Let's see what happens. Talks about how he said some racist stuff to Yao Ming with no context. He was joking. Oh no, he did the Ricky Gervais thing. Where he just says racist jokes. Here's an article. Shaquille O'Neal apologized to Yao Ming after being called out by his dad. You need to show this young man more respect. Okay, you know what? He might have been racist, but his dad is on him for it. So you know what? We might not even have to worry about it too much. Shaq's stepdad made him apologize for an insensitive remark about Yao, leading to the birth of a beautiful friendship. I don't even know what's happening right now. There is a whole bunch of stuff I fell into. Shaquille O'Neal found himself in hot water in 2003. This is in 2003? What? After making an insensitive remark directed at Houston Rockets rookie center Yao Ming. Little did he know that Yao had idolized him for years, prompting Shaq's father to insist on his son making a genuine apology. Oh my god, get absolutely obliterated by your dad? You fool? Oh my god. Okay, hold on. I can't say this out loud, so you can read it. According to the Los Angeles Times, O'Neal did not believe he was being racist when he said, "Tell Yao Ming," and then some syllables I'm not gonna reincorporate into my own lexicon. But you can read those if you want. There they are. Let me just, can I do some Control Plus on there? Yeah, we'll get some of that. There you go. Classic. Really good stuff, Shaq. Real nice. But the remarks came under immense public scrutiny. He issued a public apology, and there was outcry for more sincere action from within his own family. He told Hot Ones host Sean Evans that his own stepfather, Philip Harrison, was especially upset at his actions, in part because Yao used to write letters to Harrison explaining his admiration for Shaq. Absolutely get owned by your stepdad, Shaquille O'Neal. You need to show this young man more respect. And backhanded. He didn't, but he should have, maybe. Physical punishment is never the answer, but maybe in this case. Yao said he never took offense to O'Neal's initial remarks. I mean, you gotta say that, though. I mean, like, right? Just be the bigger guy. You don't really have to be the bigger guy against a racist, but it's cool when you are, because it really puts them, really burrows them deeper into that hole they dug. It sounds like he tried to make amends for it since then. So at least there's that. Still not a great look, I'll admit, for Mr. O'Neill. I forget that Castlevania Lords of Shadow even exists until I start listening to the soundtrack again. I'm like, oh, cool, this is like the one good part of this game. I forgot it actually had a redeeming quality. That you didn't see anything wrong with it at the time, and to others saying, hey, that was a cool gets me. Yeah, that's pretty rough. Pretty rough. It's 2003. Which is a little late for the, it was a different time excuse. That's usually something you hear about people who were born before the civil rights movement, but you know, it's fine. Whatever. Yeah, it would have to have been in the 90s for that excuse to work. I would say that's even a little generous. I feel like the 90s and the early 2000s were all about making fun of overweight people. That was like that whole thing. Not quite so much racism, but I granted it definitely was worse back then. That I do know. Got a lot of it growing up. Yeah, you know what? I'll give that to you. I'm speaking from a place of my own experience as a Caucasian male, so you know what? I'll give it to you. It really was the culture. I'm just kind of looking on the outside looking in here. That being said, I am not Caucasian. I am of course green, and we all know this. And it ain't easy being green. Kermit the Frog said so. Does depend on where you are from, though. People are super racist of Asians in Wisconsin, yeah, can imagine. Not Wisconsin specifically, but it depending on geography. Yeah. Is it grammatically correct to say of or toward? I don't know. You're gonna ask me about grammar? I fumble basic 3-word sentences. Good are you? I mean, how good are you? I mean, how are you? Shit. Fuck. I fucked it up. I look so stupid. Are you guys ready for cheating? I'm ready for cheating. Let's try it out. What is this layer? Oh, that's my little thing there. Speaking problems and is trying to write a comic with words in it. Yes, I know. The irony is not lost upon me. Alright, here's my sheet. Here's my little trick for lighting. If you don't like your lighting color, just change it to something else entirely. You don't even have to think about it. Is the lighting in this scene blue? Then make it blue. This is a Clip Studio exclusive thing here, by the way. That you're gonna tell me you're colorblind? Alright. It's been a fun stream, everybody, but I do have to get headed out pretty soon. Thank you all for stopping by. No, truly, it is a joy every time I get to go live to you pleasant people. Every day is a gift. That's why they call it the present. How dare you? You ought to be ashamed. I missed... Oh, I just looked at the... You know what, real talk? I probably should have just ended stream right there because I do have to end anyway. That would have been a better bit if I just literally left right now. I pay you to do art. I know. It's documented right there on top of the stream with non-days to go. I actually had a pizza made with non-bread earlier this week. It was very good. You wouldn't think it would be like a similar crust sensation, but it's actually pretty good. You have the artist tag in my streams? Yeah, and... I have you credited my... I know! I'm aware. I know all of these details. Should I credit you as a patron of the arts in my About section? I probably should, right? I could get to work on that. Not like a patron from Patreon, but just like a genuine article. A real patron. Which this song is very sophisticated. And very apt for this kind of discussion. How would you feel about being accredited for being a patron of the arts this fine morning? Indubitably. I feel like my pinky has to be extended while this song is playing at all times. OG supporter, yeah, true. The OG. Hello, Proof. Welcome in again. But also, goodbye. You're going in on whatever that instrument is. Crazy on the strings. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. For real, though. Do appreciate it. More stream, I guess, tomorrow. Unless I sleep. I never yeah. What the heck? What do you mean, what the heck? I gotta go. I gotta go do things and stuff. And sleep. Do you want me to sleep through your stream, Swan? Do you want me to miss DLC again? Is that what you want? That's probably what you want. See you later, Stinky. Going classically crazy. I will share something next stream. Ooh, nice. I can. Yeah. Goodbye, everybody. See you all in therapy. Bye. Bye-bye.